What does it mean to kill a Jedi without using a weapon? The Sith on the hill at the end of the first episode of The Acolyte says if you attack a Jedi with a weapon, you will fail. Steel or laser are no threat to them. But obviously, we've seen Mae kill a Jedi with steel already, and we've seen Order 66 happen, so lasers kill them. So what is the point of this speech? I think the Sith is trying to get Mae to think outside the box. Sure, you can kill a Jedi, but how do you kill the dream of the Jedi? How do you destroy a Jedi completely? And not just one Jedi, but the entire Jedi Order. You've got to destroy their reputation first. The High Republic era is a time when the Jedi are almost universally thought of as heroes. Not only that, but they are part of the galactic community. There are temples and outposts on tons of different worlds, not just on Coruscant. We see Master Indara hanging out in a tavern with people that seem very friendly with her, laughing at the silly girl demanding she be attacked. And most importantly, when she dies, there is a sense of loss. The bartender is visibly upset and willing to help bring the murderer to justice. Killing a Jedi right now doesn't accomplish much for the Sith. If anything, it makes their enemies even more noble. It makes them martyrs. The Sith have to get to a point where the Jedi are not only dead and gone, but the citizens of the galaxy have to be willing to accept that. That's where we find ourselves in the prequels. That's part of the brilliance of Palpatine's plan, which is of course the culmination of the entire Sith Order's plan ever since Darth Bane created the Rule of Two. He orchestrates a galactic conflict and manipulates the Jedi into becoming involved, into becoming generals. Mace Windu in Attack of the Clones asserts that the Jedi are keepers of the peace, not soldiers, but we find them running around the galaxy leading soldiers. The Clone Wars series shows growing anti-Jedi sentiment as they are seen as part of a destructive war that won't end. Republic citizens on Coruscant have lost faith in the Jedi, as seen in Trace and Rafa when they meet Ahsoka, and of course Separatist worlds view the Jedi as straight-up enemies. The point is, throughout the Clone Wars, the Jedi lost their luster. They lost their status as obvious heroes. They were proven to be fallible. So when the Chancellor turned Emperor said they tried to take control of the government, people were willing to believe him. When the Jedi were killed in Order 66 and the following Purge, people accepted it. Sure, the blaster bolts of the clone troopers killed the individual Jedi, but Palpatine's machinations destroyed the Jedi Order, and their fall began before the Clone Wars. We can already see by the time of the Phantom Menace that the Jedi have become more centralized on Coruscant. They're no longer a constant presence across the galaxy. Books like The Living Force show the Jedi closing more and more of their outposts. The fall of the Jedi era of the Star Wars timeline begins not long after the events of The Acolyte. This series is showing us the very end of their time where they are largely viewed as heroic, and already we can see the cracks beginning to form. Yord gleefully wields his power over the Trade Federation official, Vernestra Rwoh seems more concerned with solving Indara's murder quickly and quietly rather than truthfully, and of course we know something bad happened on Mae and Osha's homeworld because Master Torben decided he would rather drink poison than admit to his crimes. So I think we're going to see, obviously not the destruction of the entire Jedi Order in this series, but maybe the destruction of one Jedi without the use of a weapon. I'm going into speculation now. Full disclosure, I have seen the first 4 episodes of the series already. I'm not going to be spoiling anything from those episodes or even using them in my coming thoughts, but still, this is a mystery to be unraveled, and if you want to avoid any possible thoughts on the future of what's to come, this is your warning. Okay, if you're still here, I think Sol will be the primary target. He seems like a great Jedi in these first 2 episodes. A competent fighter, a good listener, he has a Padawan that hangs on his every word, and he's an understanding father figure to Osha. I think they have a great relationship, but we don't know what happened on her homeworld. We know there was a fire that Mae supposedly started, but we know it can't be that cut and dry thanks to Torben drinking the poison. The fact that Osha being a twin wasn't part of her file, yeah, Sol is part of a cover-up of some kind. If the cover-up is really bad, Sol's reputation could be destroyed. This is the central mystery and heart of the series for me right now. Everything hinges on that answer. I think it's interesting Indara didn't pull out her lightsaber until she recognized who was attacking her, maybe trying to silence someone from her past. Again, we have Torben, who would rather die than have the truth come out, Kel Naka went off to live alone, and Sol has a moment with Osha where he seems pretty insistent that she stay away from from Mae. His reasoning makes sense, it could be for her own good, but he also might want to make sure Mae doesn't tell Osha some earth-shattering truth. Sol is set up to be a pretty great Jedi, but everyone has things in their past they're not proud of. We all have this fear that the worst parts of ourselves might become public. So what skeletons are in Sol's closet, and how far will he go to keep them hidden? What happened on Bryndock, and is it bad enough that it could destroy Sol? He doesn't necessarily have to die, but his reputation and relationships could fall apart. He could be killed not with a weapon, but with the truth and the revelation of some major hypocrisy. He would be proven fallible, he would no longer be seen as a hero. This is like a smaller version of Palpatine's final goal, like the Sith are testing it out. Can we destroy one Jedi philosophically? And if we can do it once, can we do it on a larger scale? I think this is a pretty cool stepping stone for the Sith. Like I said, this has basically become the core of the series for me. I enjoyed the first episode, but it was the second that pulled me in. Once Torben took that poison, I was hooked on the mystery. Hopefully the series can stick this landing because I think the entire story hinges on this mystery, at least for me. But that's how I think you can kill a Jedi without a weapon. Let me know what you think of my thoughts and speculation in the comments. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, follow us on our socials, and consider checking out our Patreon page for our video reactions and audio commentaries for the Acolyte as every episode comes out. As always, thanks for watching, and for light and life.